Chris, when you took that knee from Romero, you were kicking his ass, man. You were going to win that fight. You know that.
No.
I genuinely, so did he. We felt so badly for you. How you doing, man? You okay?
I'm good, man. I still could talk kind of a little bit. I'm recovering. But first of all, I appreciate that, man. It really means a lot that you were watching, you were into it, and you were obviously rooting for me. So I appreciate that. But, yeah, man, obviously, you go into a fight. You never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. I felt good and made one mistake. Literally was just a technical error. When you're fighting a southpaw, you never put your head to his left side for any takedowns. You always go to the right side, and I did that for every one of my other takedowns during the fight. And I felt like I had him tired coming into the third. He wasn't getting off his stool fast enough, which he's kind of known for. And I'm like, oh, you look gassed. He was all.
You stopped taking steroids at that point.
I wouldn't say he stopped taking steroids, but he was jacked up. He got a lot of muscle going on. And so that lactic acid was filling up. He was trying to get some extra time, and I'm like, all right, he's tired. So I just was kind of in the moment of trying to have a lot of up and down when a lot of punches, just takedowns, a lot of fakes. And I came down, put my head to the wrong side. He came up with a beautiful knee, and it caught me. But it's the beautiful part of our game. MMA is one mistake, one little mistake could be the end of the fight.
I got to tell you,
unfortunately, I was on the receiving end that night.
I got to tell you, when we first had you in, it was like, this is the kid. He's from Long Island. You know, he's unpolished. He's getting ready to take on Anderson Silva. I mean, this kid, you look like put together, man.
He's changed. He's going Hollywood a little bit here.
Nice button-up shirt. You walk in with the sweet slacks on.
$10,000 watch.
I'm telling you. 12, maybe.
Okay. There you go. Is that a Cartier or is that a Rolex? What do you got there?
It's the Breitling.
Oh, the Breitling.
Bentley version.
Okay.
I bought this a couple years ago. That's the only watch I have. Only thing I've ever spent my money on. It was kind of stupid, but at least I could wear it every time I have a nice suit on.
That's the one piece of jewelry men can wear.
Yeah, but I got to take it back to.
It's an investment, right? We tell ourselves.
That's what we tell ourselves.
Your kids
sell
will
it
wear
for the same price.
Your kids will wear it down the line.
Well, that's the investment.
Exactly.
Not monetarily, emotionally.
But anyways, you look good.
Thank you, man.
You do.
You too.
You do. I want to get back to that. I don't want to harp on this because I think I feel worse about you losing to Romero maybe than you
Let's
do.
get some positives here.
No, we definitely will. There's no doubt. We'll get into your fight. How do you say? Gegard Mousasi.
Gegard Mousasi.
We'll get to
First
him.
thing I ask, how do you say this guy's name?
No,
we'll get to him.
Everyone's asking that.
What bothered me for you, more than the fact that you lost, whatever, where it happened, okay? And because I know that you looked far worse than you felt. Blood was everywhere. And I just saw you sitting, in the middle of the ring, of the octagon, and blood everywhere. You dominated the fight. You were here with us before that week before. Yep. We know where you're from. We know it was your first fight in the Garden. The symbolism, you didn't deserve those optics. You didn't deserve that, and that's what I genuinely felt badly about.
I appreciate that.
Did you think about that,
a great visual.
or did I
wasn't
just
thinking
think
about that? No, but you just gave me chills thinking about it. Because,
I mean it.
Listen, that was the moment that I've been waiting for. I put so much time and effort trying to get MMA legalized in New York for so long. I was a New York guy. I'm born and raised here. I still live here. Never left college here. The whole nine. And to finally have the opportunity to fight in front of my fans, in front of my people, when my whole career I've been out in Jersey or the West Coast, fighting or
overseas,
Canada,
right?
overseas, it was my moment to go out there and shine, and I made a mistake and lost it all. And you know what? It gives me the opportunity to have a platform now for a major comeback. Really, you can't get more glory than coming back from a terrible thing happening to you. Like any athlete, when you go through a really tough time, you have a setback, and people are doubting you. Everything went wrong. You have an opportunity, and you have more motivation than ever before to prove these people wrong and to bring yourself back up. And I'm doing that. On April 8th, I'm coming back, and this is my story. These are 2 bad fights in a row. It's no different than a guy having a bad football game, two games in a row, and people starting to write him off. But
Tiki couldn't hold on to the football for a year. He had a lot of bad games in a row.
They start writing you off literally in every game. You got haters. Literally, the next game you could be the star.
Yep.
The good thing in football is literally a week later. In MMA, it could be a year, it could be 2 years.
Gotta wait.
So you have a lot of these opinions hold on to you, and they could shape you. But I don't let people's opinions and these isolated events shape my potential. I know where I'm at. I know my potential. My coaches know it, and I have the opportunity now again Musasi to come back, and I'm really excited about that.
There we go. All right, it's another chapter. We're talking to our buddy Chris Weidman, who's in studio, UFC middleweight contender, Buffalo 210, not this weekend, the following weekend.
Yeah, April 18th, you'll be up there against Gegard Mousasi.
8th.
Well,
Yes.
it's wrong, and it's wrong on this scene.
That's Santer's fault. Our producer,
Thanks, Santer.
he's a mess.
April 8th,
Unless
you'll
I'm
be up
wrong,
there.
maybe they.
You better do that.
Damn it!
It doesn't matter.
It'd be one thing to lose 2 fights in a row. Don't get the date wrong and not even show up for the third one.
You will be ready regardless of when it is. So how do you? What's your mindset now going into this next fight? Like, is this? Obviously, everything is must win in sport, but I mean, what you just talked about will only ring true if you go win this fight.
Yeah.
So how do you not get too anxious and do the things that cost you your last fight?
Yeah, I don't look at it as a threat. I look at it as a challenge, and that's what I'm used to. I'm used to challenges, and that's what I made my living on. That's as an athlete, as a competitor, challenges is what I love, and this is a huge challenge. I'm coming off a slump. You know, I've had 2 bad fights in a row. This is I can't ask for anything else. I got a guy who's on a multiple fight win streak. Guy experienced, a tough guy, experienced. He's well rounded everywhere. I have a challenge in front of me that I got to take on and dominate. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm getting my hand raised. There's no question.
Now, one of the things we talked
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, you're right. Me too.
That's what we want to hear.
We talked to Luke Rockhold after he beat you.
Yeah.
This was
At the Super Bowl,
Super
right?
Bowl,
San
exactly.
Francisco.
I couldn't remember
Arrogant
we saw him.
bastard.
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things he talked about was your success, but then how life took over, right? Kids, etc. It becomes a distraction some way. We talk about this with golf all the time. You know, you spend all those times on the range just knocking balls around all day. It's really an 8, 9, 10-hour day.
Yeah.
You have kids, and you know those 8, 10-hour days become 4-hour days.
I even noticed just the way you and I watch games. I know
Exactly.
with
Without a
2
doubt.
kids now, I'm watching them, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's distracting. There's no
Definitely.
question.
Yeah.
Did that ever distract you? Like your life, because it's natural.
It's a good question.
And then how do you combat that as you're trying to make this now come back?
It's a very good question. And so I use my kids and my family as extra motivation. The motivation it gives you to see them and the fact that you're providing for them, and that every day you're going to work, it's not just for yourself. It's not about yourself anymore. It's not just for you. You're doing it for other people. And as a competitor, to do something out of for your own ego is obviously one of the major things that you do.
Of course.
But to have other reasons and other motivations, like your family, the people that you love most, that you want to do it for, is on a whole nother level. But I will say, in this camp, in the beginning of camp, I was watching Rocky 3, and if you watch Rocky 3,
Do we watch? Come on.
okay.
What
All
line do
of
we
a sudden
recite?
he has
This dude is
everything.
like a savant
He's
over here.
distracted, you know, and his coach wants to switch things up. He realizes it.
You're talking about when he started training a little lazy, and he's got the harp, the
Yes, he's a
violinist
rich
when
dude. He's living in a nice house.
I've used the same analogy on the show so many times. But go ahead, Chris, take it over.
And I honestly had like a moment. I was watching this maybe 6, 7 weeks ago.
All right.
And I'm watching this, and I'm like, man, is this me? You know, because I didn't have anything. You know, I was on top. I came up, and all of a sudden I had money, and I'm living in a nicer house. I got more kids. I got the wife. Everything's nice. You know, nicer things. And I'm not living in my parents' basement anymore. And I'm like, man, I started getting like a pit in my stomach. And my wife was kind of watching. She was in and out with the kids. And I just said to her, I said, I think I just had this feeling. Maybe I go to my parents' house for like the rest of the camp, you know? And it wasn't the best conversation, but she understood. And so what the deal was, that was a Sunday. She was going to take the kids out of the house. She didn't want to, like, you know, everybody be crying and everything. So I got my bags all packed. I was ready to go. Everything packed. I actually packed for the fight. I planned on not even seeing my family even before the fight. Maybe coming by saying hi to the kids, maybe once a week. But my wife thought it might be a good idea to do that. It might be harder.
Yeah.
How old are your
Isolate
kids?
myself. 6'4",
Yeah, no, they would know.
6'1".
They'd miss you.
Yeah, exactly. And so I pack up my bags, and I'm ready to go. And I'm like, I was about to sing a song, but and all of a sudden I got like this pit in my stomach. No one's in the house. I sit on my bed. I'm like, I started like almost tearing up. I got emotional. I'm like, man, I can't leave my family. I love my family. Now, on my way up, I didn't have the money. I didn't have that, but I had a family. I had my wife and I had my kids. I maybe added 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But I had the distractions, but it was always a motivating thing for me. But I started second guessing that because of the Rocky thing. So what I did something. I did do something. I did change things. Instead of going upstairs in my in my room, and every morning my kids run in early before they go to sleep, before they go to school, and they wake me up, and I don't get the best sleep. You know, the sun is shining in the room, my wife's walking by, and sleep is really important. That's one thing. So what I did basically, I've been sleeping in the guest room. I'm in the guest room. I'm literally to myself. I come home. I have no responsibilities other than workout, come home, guest room. No TV in the room. There's nothing. I'm reading books. My wife's not asking me for nothing. She's sacrificing a whole lot. She didn't realize how important this is to me. And it really brought me back to who I was and why. And it reminded me of how I got here. You know, it kind of brought me back to the roots. Even though I was still able to have my family when I needed them because I loved them so much, I really couldn't be the guy to leave them for 8 weeks. I couldn't. I thought it might. I'm like, you know what? It means more to me for them to be there than anything else. So the way I did it with this guest room thing is perfect, and I've never been more motivated. I've never been more physically, spiritually, and mentally prepared.
In sync. Have you shared this story? I have not read this story.
No, you know what?
This degree. Have you shared this?
I just told for the first time to Mark LaMonica in Newsday.
Yeah.
He didn't. I don't think he published it yet, so this would probably be the first thing.
All right, let's get the transcript out. Let's be LaMonica out there. Let's be the first.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, it's telling. I mean,
I love it.
It's a vulnerability that most athletes, especially in your sport, aren't willing to give.
Yeah.
Back to those primitive roots.
I think it's important to be honest, and that's all I could be is be myself. And people relate to truth.
Yeah.
Because as a human being, you're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna get emotional. You're gonna swing back and forth, which kind of what is the right thing to do. You know, you're gonna have people telling you should do this, and you have people telling you to do that. You gotta really dig deep inside and figure out what's right for you.
I want to ask you that's a great story. That's a real story. That's awesome. I'm so happy you shared that. And I know our audience agrees. Talking to Chris Weidman, UFC middleweight contender, our good friend here, been with us for years. Tiki and Tierney show, local guy and easy dude to root for. Do you you describe, not to take it back to Romero, but I'm going to take something from that.
It's all good.
The mistake that you made, the one mistake that you chronicled before. In watching footage from other fights, have you ever made a similar mistake but not paid the price?
I've never made the mistake of really shooting to the wrong side.
Gotcha.
That particular mistake, I've fought southpaws for a while now. I fought southpaws. I mean, Anderson Silva, I fought him two fights in a row. He was southpaw. Lyoto Machida, southpaw. Vito Belfort, southpaw. Damian Maia, southpaw. And I'm probably forgetting Tom Lawler, a bunch of southpaws. Usually it's rare. Usually never. You could go through a whole career without fighting a southpaw.
Sure.
Southpaws. So I've drilled over and over and over again, never shooting to the wrong side.
Gotcha.
And literally one moment of weakness, one distraction,
one lapse. I got you. But as Musashi, he's a righty.
He's a righty.
So is it beneficial as you've had so many southpaws in your career? I would think that would almost be better to go, or easier, put quotes and nothing's easy in your sport, but easier to go from southpaw to southpaw rather than southpaw to righty or righty to southpaw because you're already trained in that southpaw defense mechanism.
Yeah, the righty, the righty thing is awesome for me. I don't think I've ever not finished a righty.
Interesting.
Guy. So,
wow.
It's
like a lefty batter in baseball. You throw me that righty fastball, I'm crushing it.
As much as I've been disclosing to you guys, there's things that I don't want to disclose on why it really is helpful for me because I'll be fighting southpaws again soon too, and there's positives for that too.
Tactical disadvantage. I got you on that. Gotcha. Wow.
You're the man, Weidman.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You're the man. You're the man. I was happy that you guys
You're the man. You're the man.
Oh, dude, you.
I'm like, man, they still like me. I lost 2 in a row.
No, when you decide to retire, you're going to be our correspondent for everything else U.S.
It's funny he says that because when he just but I was wondering, I'm like, when Santa come, I'm like, do you think Weidman really knows us? Like, I think he does, but like,
me.
I'm
just
making
talking
sure,
all about
man.
you guys. Yeah, when we were in the car, I was telling Volante. He's my training partner, the guy John Volante.
Now, is he just
he knows who you guys were. Yeah, he fights in the UFC too.
What's his last name? I didn't hear it.
John Volante.
Oh, Volante.
Yeah, he just fought against Shogun out in Brazil. Mauricio Shogun, who's a legend in the sport in Brazil. He fought him, and it was a really close fight. He ended up losing in the 3rd round. He made a tactical error and lost. And
see, you're rubbing off on your sparring partner.
I think it's
come on, man.
Me.
Oh man,
my bad. I'm just messing
the
with
Rocky story. We couldn't get a better analogy. Tiki, get my back. I've told it, not pertaining to my life, but talking about athletes. When Rocky in Rocky 1, when he's got the little black ball and he's got the leather and he's dealing with the guys, the bookies and the loan sharks and the street guys.
Yep.
The guy in the caddy who's taking bets when he's banging the ball.
I love it. Yep.
Versus the guy who's in the mansion and he's got
all of a sudden
the
he's jacked
gold.
too, though.
Well, steroids certainly
That was
helped.
another guy, yeah.
Got him from Romero.
And tan. I didn't get
And
that,
tan.
unfortunately. I'm like, damn, I still look the same. But
Get a spray tan for
I-
this fight,
I-
will you?
I don't like the smell of it. I've done it before. I think I'm just going to do a regular tan. I'm pretty pale. I got to do something.
You gotta look the part.
Look good, feel
You gotta
good,
look
you
the
know?
part. You know,
Yeah.
that's
We
what I
are.
always say. You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good.
He always says that.
You play good, you get paid good.
That's true.
Right, you
Listen,
added that one at the end, which is true.
we could do this all day. We are rooting so strongly for you.
Thank you.
We have a great feeling about this. Now, if you lose, you're not welcome back. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 3 in a row is a no-no.
You've been really good to us, and your story is pure. It's believable. It's easy to respect. It's easy to latch on to. Go do your thing. What's this chump's name? Gegard Musashi?
Yes.
You
Kick
got
his
it.
ass, will you, Chris?
Yeah, I will. I
Just
got it.
destroy this
Please.
punk.
I am.
Light him up.
And then
will.
say, that's for Tiki and Tierney.
I got you.
Punk.
Tiki and Tierney. I told you.
Attaboy, Chris. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
After the win, and then we'll
Yep.
get you back in the ring for the belt.
Let's do it.
Attaboy.